Here's number one. In fact, we might all agree on number one of the 5 major pieces to the life puzzle. Number one is philosophy. Philosophy. Our ability to establish a philosophy by using our mind, the ability to think, to process ideas and information. What an important function this is. Using the mind, the ability to think, process ideas and information, and establish our philosophy. Our philosophy that dictates our dreams for the future, objectives and purposes and goals, and a reasonable plan to get there in a reasonable amount of time. That's our philosophy. And this is what establishes our philosophy. And here's what's unique. Only human beings can do this. Only human beings can establish a philosophy. Reorder your life anytime you want to. Other life forms can't do it. Only human beings. A goose can only fly what direction in the winter? South. How come a goose has to go south in the winter? Because he's a goose. Can't go north, can't go any other direction. Driven by what? Instinct and the genetic code. But see, that's not true of human beings. We're not just driven by instinct and the genetic code. Human beings can go north in the winter. We can go south, we can go east, we can go west. We can do anything we want to. We can tear up an old life script the last 5 years and design a whole new 5 years. Only human beings can do that. The only life form on earth that can do that. Establish a philosophy and change your life anytime you want to. Change your income anytime you want to. Change your circumstances anytime you want to. Change location anytime you want to. Change it all, do it all, go any direction. Only humans can do that of all life forms on earth. Now, what's important is to develop the ability to use all of these possibilities here to develop a more refined philosophy that will help you to order your life, pick up the values that you want, go for the treasures that are important to you. Philosophy. How important? Now, if you were to have asked me at age 25, if you would have met me at age 25 and you would have said to me, Jim Rohn, how come you find yourself living in America here and yet you're in such an unfortunate position? Pennies in your pocket after working 6 years? Nothing in the bank, behind on your big mouth promises to your family. You live in America, you've been to at least 1 year of college. Wouldn't you legitimately have said to me, what's wrong here? If you would have asked me that question at age 25, it would never have occurred to me to blame my philosophy. That would never have occurred to me. I didn't know. And if you would have said, Jim Rohn, how come you find yourself in an unfortunate position here at age 25, embarrassed? I had more of a tendency to blame the government. It's those Democrats. I found that easier to blame than my philosophy. I used to blame interest rates. Or I used to blame taxes. I used to say taxes are too what? High. Guess what the top tax rate was when I first started paying taxes? 91%. Top federal tax rate. Now the top federal tax rate is what? About 33%. But people are still saying what? Taxes are too. See, that old dog won't hunt, we say in Mississippi. How can you use that excuse? If the tax rate's gone from 91% down to 33, it can't be taxes while you find yourself in an unfortunate position. So I used to blame interest rates. I used to blame prices. I used to say things cost too much. You must be familiar with this old list. I used to blame the weather. I used to blame the traffic. I used to blame the company policy. I used to say, if this is all they pay, how do they expect you to do well by your family and save for the future and become financially independent? If this is all they pay, that's what I thought was wrong with my life at age 25. All this stuff out there. Then I found out that that was not it. Here's what I found out. All the stuff that I used to blame, we call the wind. The wind. And it is true, we all need a wind to take us somewhere, but here's where we want to finally arrive. We finally want to arrive where we've got treasures, and we've got values, and we've got productivity, and we've got success, and we've got lifestyle, equities of all kinds, whatever makes life unique and worthwhile. Here's where we want to arrive. Now, we've got a pretty good wind blowing in America, probably the best wind that's ever blown in 6,500 years of recorded history. I mean, it can't blow much better than it blows here. You say, well, then how come this wind is not blowing me to a good place? Well, you can't depend just on the wind. Here's what makes the difference, the set of the sail. And you got to make that little note. The same wind blows on us all. The difference is the set of the sail.